Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. And gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. So while you focus into the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to develop two kinds of mental cultures. For the meditation, we use another word called mental culture. Why we use that? Because the very authentic word in Buddhism, we call bhavana. So the bhavana, the very connotation, very meaning of the bhavana is development, cultivation. So that's why we use this word as mental culture. So the very nature of the culture, holding the truth and bring the ability to develop. If there is any culture not allow you to develop, that culture not going to exist. It's going to disappear. So then, when it comes to the very nature of the culture, it is not only one thing. This is what you have to understand. So when it comes to then, when you develop a mental culture, when you look for development of your mind, your awareness, your understanding, you should not be limited to only one thing. So many in different ways, it can help for you to grow. So when it comes to meditation, the meditation itself doesn't mean it is just only one action. Right? The meditation doesn't mean that you just sit and close your eyes and cross your legs. So that kind of the posture. And meditation itself doesn't mean you just focus to something or visualize something or repeat some word or doing some chanting. So like that. Maybe this all become part of that, but the mainly you have to look, there should be, out of this any practice, there should be a development. That what is the development mean? How you can evaluate that development? The development one is that purifying your mind. So then another way, you have to look when through this practice, whatever you understand, and out of that understanding, it should bring the change inside you. That change should happen in the beginning. That change should happen with your self-centered view. The way you analyze, the way you see the world. including yourself and others, situations, environment, people, that everything should change. To what direction? Change can happen because when the change always can happen, but you have to know that change should bring the development. It should happen from the right side. Change should not happen towards the wrong way. So that's why we need a certain kind of practice. So then you have to look yourself. Is there any change that you can see? Have you experienced something within yourself out of this practice? If not, then you have to look into that. Why it happened that way? Not because this practice, not just to keep doing something and you have to be the same person. No, the very main purpose is when you purify your mind, then you become a different person. That different person doesn't mean you're going to have another 2 hands, another 2 legs, or another eye going to pop up from top of your forehead. It's not like that. It's deeply the way you dealing with the world, the way mainly dealing with yourself. Why? Because we can deal with other people. But how about ourselves? How about our own thoughts, our own ideas, our own habits, our own believing systems, our own fear? How about our own ignorance? Are you put that everything in a safety box and then look for the change from outside? It doesn't work. So then it's deeply, you have to look into yourself. So that's why this practice, bringing certain informations, get into that bottom in a certain way. You dig into the depth. And maybe it's going to be very muddy. Of course, that's the very nature. Dusty, dirty. It's okay. For you, it's okay. You have to go through that. And that is where maybe you're going to find the gem, gold. So like that, don't afraid to go towards that. So the very nature of the mind is always get tangled. So, like this garden pipe. After you water the plants, and then if you don't put it in the proper way, if you just throw it, after a few days, if you keep doing that, and you see, sometimes it get tangled itself. And you have no idea how this happened. Because it's our own behavior, but we don't see. When we do that, we don't see it going to get tangled. When you throw it, after you use what you just throw it. You don't want it to roll it and keep it proper. So just you keep throwing it few days, then later it get tangled itself. So your inner behavior the same. We get tangled to certain, if you not become very mindful or careful, or if you don't have the awareness, what will happen in your mind? unknowingly get tangled to certain situations with our own thoughts. The situations, the outside situations will pass, but our own thoughts get tangled. And once it get tangled, once it get tight, it's going to be appear like something, but there is nothing. It's your own thoughts. It's your own thoughts, but you don't see it. As example, it's like this, this is, now you can see it. It is more freely, that moving here and there. And then just imagine the same thing, and even it doesn't have any strength. If I pull it tightly, and it's going to break. But how it happened now, once it get tangled, so it becomes so hard, and then it get a shape. That's the most beautiful thing. It's going to get a shape once it get tangled. And that going to appear to you like something. See, that's the same paper. But now you're going to see it as something. But it's the same paper, and that it is nothing we put in. It's nothing we took out of it. Same paper. But according to its behavior, what happened? It became something. Listen this very carefully and be with me. And if you get this, and most of the tangles you can release. It's a very, very simple, the basic fundamental nature of our human behavior. There's nothing else. So once you see this as something, what happens? Your mind start to develop an object in your mind, and whatever your bodily, verbally, mentally, all the reaction, you make it towards the object. But you don't see how it happened like this, how it appear like this way. And if you see it like this, and maybe then your bodily, verbally, mentally action, you're going to do in a different, the reaction's going to come differently. And then it's kind of like a no shape. Then the mind come to the become pre, and then there is no object in your mind. So what happened to us in day-to-day life? Whatever we experience, we have behavior. Whatever we experience, we understand with the objects. Without objects, we cannot understand. So the thing is this, what you experience, once it become an object, it become tangled. The same like that paper. So that is the mechanism you have to understand. Once whatever you experience, the colors or the pictures, just try yourself, you will see it. The sound, smell, the taste, the feelings, can you experience without making the object? So the thing is this, once you see something, the light, the colors, the pictures, the sound, the smell, once you, because it is not an object. If it is an object, it cannot reach to you. Because that, just as example, look, this is there. And from here to here, if it is if it is an object, it should come and it should hit my eye to get into that. But then it is there. Then what? Still I can see. But what happens? What I see in my mind, I make it object. The sound the same, that the piano, the violin, or whatever the musical instrument, where it is solid place, it is solid somewhere, somebody sitting, maybe playing. And maybe you 10 feet away or something like that. So you get the vibration. You don't get any kind of object, you get the vibration. And then once it comes to you, inside your head, in your mind, you make an object. So the thing is, once you make it an object, once it converts to object, you get tangled to it. So if you're able to experience something without the help of the object, then that experience totally going to become different level of experience. Another thing is this. Now we have this habit. And that's why even the spiritual development, your enlightenment, also you try to understand through object. So just imagine there is a person enlightened, really enlightened, and then you go to see that person. And when you go see that person, if you just see very, very normal person and behave like the same, and you think, oh, this cannot be enlightened. Why? Because how we understand enlightenment, we try to, make it an object. So as example, if the person, behave very, disciplined, so calm, not like others, walks slow and don't look here and there, and maybe wearing very, poor or very dirty something and don't care about the hair or the beard or something like, oh, enlightened master. So it's like that. And maybe need some different kind of putting a mala, and tight the hair, kind of like, that little objects around. And then, oh, look at that, enlightened master. Why it happened to us like that? It's nothing. It is there. It can happen when you become enlightened. But the thing is this, that enlightenment nothing to do with this any mala, so a beard with any kind of long hair, or even the shaving hair. Enlightenment nothing to do with the robe, or the monk title, or high priest title, or guru. It's nothing to do with that. That is what you have to understand. But the thing is, when we try to understand, when we try to see something through object, what happened? Unknowingly, invisibly, we get tangled to that. That is what happened. That is not good for you, because unknowingly, invisibly, you become very limited to this objective idea. Then you look for evidence. Then you say, show me. Prove me, show me something. So that's where Right? Why? Because why you want to see it? Because you depend on object. And when you go with the objects, and you get tangled. So purifying your mind means releasing these tangles. So how you can do that? You come to a point to experience something right now, right here, within your own body. Then another way we call it present moment. One and another way it called direct perception. Once you have ability to experience whatever that, in that right now, that what you see, you cannot make it the object. To make it the object, it takes time. Maybe you can break, I don't know that science, you can break it down to millisecond or something like that, but what you see in this very moment, there's no object in your head. It is just the perception with your hearing, that what you hear, smell, feel, but you make it an object once you detach. Understand this very carefully. You make it an object once you detach from the perception and go into the thinking state. That's where you make it an object. Because the moment of awareness need objects, but your mind need object. Names and forms. That is how the mind exists. But for your awareness, it doesn't care name or form. It's just the recognition. That's it. It's like this simple simile. There are two children behind you, then in the middle, the mother or the father. So the one child is belong to unknown parents. It's just a child you see. Another child is belong to you. It is your child. So these parents, when it become your child, you don't need any kind of wisdom or the knowledge to have the compassion, the love, care. No, because when it comes to your child, it is within you. It's natural, it's there. But how about for the other child? Maybe you have to intensely bring the love, the compassion, sympathetic joy, because it is someone else's love, or the child. See, that's the two different experience. So how about then all the children, like your children? Then you don't need any extra knowledge to have the love, because naturally it is there. You don't need to read any books or listen to any teachings or follow any Dharma. Why? Because you are itself become the Dharma. Like that child is your child. So in the wisdom path, the experience the same. When you experience something, if you really come to the point to experience, you don't need any knowledge to experience that, because that experience itself is your wisdom. But the thing is, why we need knowledge to experience things? Because in the moment we disconnect. In the moment we somewhere else and things keep happening, and then later And so what happened? You catch up and you catch it, and then you transform it to objects. Now you are struggling. Why now it's tangled? And you have the memory, you memorize it, and you have to repeat it and understand it. Maybe you have to write down it, tape it, record it, also kind of you have to go all these things. And then later, when you go back, it is something else, and you are somebody else. And then you have to put some extra effort to understand what it is. But in the present moment, you are complete. In that completion itself, there is a wisdom. In that completion, in this very moment, you doesn't have any fear. You doesn't have any hatred, anger, jealousy, ignorance. If you are really tuned to that, you gain the ability to catch the highest level of human experience. So that is the present moment. That is the power of the present moment. It's nothing to do with, there is no greed, hatred, or the delusion. And that moment, once you settle down, that itself is the development of your life, mind. Why? Because that is the place you purify. Purify means you get out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion, fear, anxiety, depression, or whatever the negative things. So once you come to that level, that what you see, what you hear, smell, taste, feel, you're going to have the direct perception. Then there are no experience. You bring into the middle of the moment of happening. There's no past experience. You put to analyze that what is happening in the present moment. Why? Because the direct perception itself becomes your experience. Once you come to that what you see as objects or experience and the experiencer, and that whatever the perception happening and the perceiver, the whoever recognize it, and whatever that outside you see, and the deeply analyzer, recognizer, this both change moment by moment, moment by moment, moment by moment. So that once you come to that experience, you recognizing there is no unchangeable, solid awareness, or there is no concrete moment of self. It's always in a flux, in a chain, in a journey. So that is the depth. Once you get into that, there is no way you're going to get tangled to anything. And you get into the total freedom inside your head. The outside things will keep happening the same way. But anymore, that whatever inside you, not going to be the same. That is the transformation. That is the liberation. But if you try to understand the wisdom or this experience through objects, that is where we make everything the wisdom, the knowledge, that the goodness, this everything we try to bring it to object, and we become kind of like children, play with always toys. So it's kind of like these statues, pagodas, this whatever that you see behind. We are like children, we play with these toys. It mesmerizes us. you know, but in the depth, you have to remember, don't allow that to make your mind tangle. Because the Buddha statue itself is the symbol to make us and give us a mental image to find our inner freedom, wisdom, the Buddhahood. But if that statue itself create a tangle inside us, what will happen? If the hell is okay, if the heaven different, but how about if the heaven become hell, where the exit? How you can find a solution? That's the thing. In the very spiritual practice, all this, that what you put as a spirituality, if that become a tangle to you, then how you going to find the solution? That's why you should not allow your own practice to make it a tangle inside. So then how? Don't bring it to a memory. Don't make it as a memory. Don't save it as a memory. Just experience in the present moment. As much as bring your ability to experience it in the moment. So with that, we're going to practice a little bit now. So keep your back straight, your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line. Scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Sopat Veva, or may I be well and happy. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, just recognize it as it is. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Also, may all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.